Yep, we're playing this. And I bet you're wondering, why are we playing this? I will tell you. First off, I, for one, have never played the original Resident Evil in my life. Not once in my life have I ever played this game. Ever, 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 ever. But what's very unfortunate for me when I record this game, especially with shadow play, is the frames are not exactly great. Now I'm locked at 30 FPS and I'm kind of left to kind of fumble around here and try to figure out where I'm going, because I don't know where I'm going. I really don't. I've never beaten the first Resident Evil, nor am I really well equipped, as you can see right here, to really deal with anything in this game. I've gotten this far, which is a very, very, very interesting feat for me, because I never expected to get this far. But it took me about 5 days to get this far. Now, I've heard stories, very, very, very interesting stories, where people have beaten this game in less than 2 hours. Max 3 hours. 3 hours people have taken just to beat this game. And what's interesting is that I'm not surprised, because a lot of these people who play this game, they obviously know where everything is, they know where to look, and like most horror games, you know, I can beat Dead Space in a day. I'm serious, I can beat Dead Space in a day. If you know where to look, and you know what to do, you can beat this game in a day. Less than 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. It doesn't take that long. And it's not really a speed run either. Like, you really aren't speedrunning, because if you play this game and expect, you know, it to be really long, it really isn't. Like, this game is about 2 hours. 2 hours long. 2 to 3 hours long if you know where to look and if you know what to do. Because when I watched the playthrough on the internet, what I found was, God, I don't know where to go. Like, I watched the playthrough, and this guy got pretty far in the first freaking video, and that video was about like 17 minutes long. Now, I'm sitting here taking 5 days. It's taken me 5 days to get this far. So yeah, I'm sorry if you guys aren't seeing any combat. I'm sorry if you guys aren't seeing anything at all. But I don't know where to go. I really don't. This is one of those games that you have to really kind of just sit down and kind of think. You have to think, and I don't mind that at all. I actually kind of enjoy it. I actually kind of enjoy the exploration aspect, you know. It actually kind of feels rewarding when you actually get a puzzle, or you actually finally discover how to open this door, solve this puzzle that is so boggling. Now, I remember watching a playthrough of the same YouTuber play the GameCube version, and apparently they used some sort of I think a shotgun down there for those levers that you saw on the walls. But with those levers, I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't know where to look. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with those levers. I've tried putting my shotgun on there. I've tried putting my broken shotgun on there. I went all the way back just to get the broken shotgun, and I found absolutely nothing. No, I know. that there are some more secrets in the mansion that I have not picked up yet. I am in caution, so I will pick that up. Barry left me all this, so I will use it. Now, a lot of people consider this game a little tedious or a little repetitive, but in my personal opinion, the third game was more repetitive than the first and second. The second one actually, I think, was one of the better classical ones. And the reason why a lot of people say that is because of the analog controls the N64 version had. Because you didn't have, like, freaking tank controls. Actually, I think tank controls are available. Original is tank controls, which I avoid. I do not want to be moving around at the speed of a tank, turning at the speed of a tank, and essentially being a big walking tank and being eaten alive in the process. I really don't. But it's taken me this long to get here, so I'm not sure. Okay, I think you guys might not be able to hear me. Bring everything down to 50%. Okay, that's good. There are zombies out here. Why? I don't know. Usually whenever I see enemies, that means that I'm either going in the right way or the game is just trolling the heck out of me. Now, in reality though, I have to share with you something. I've never beaten Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3. I've come close to beating Resident Evil 2. I never beat Resident Evil 3 because of Nemesis. I thought he was too scary for me. I was very young back then. I was only able to get pretty close to beating Resident Evil 2 because I was like freaking 21 and my aunt actually had a PlayStation 1 at her house, and I would go ahead and just play Resident Evil 2 whenever we go there. Unfortunately, because of certain issues the game had and crashing issues, the game froze and my save was way the frickin' far back, and I just didn't feel like playing after that. It was the PlayStation 1 was actually her boyfriend, so I don't know what to do with these emblems. I keep hearing the best thing to do is, if you know where these things go, is to immediately get rid of them. Immediately get rid of any, progression, story-based things. Just get rid of it. But I can't, and I don't know where to put it. And I know I could just drop it off in the box, but then, yet again, I don't know if I need them for anything important later on, which is the problem. You won't believe how much freaking grenade shells I have, though. Serum. Yep, I did try to save Richard, but unfortunately I didn't make it, so that's why I'm stuck with it. I got one ammo disc. I do not know where the last two are, and I honestly don't know where the computers are where you're supposed to load those ammo discs into. Because apparently you get the good ending if you load all 3 ammo discs and reboot 3 computers, which I don't understand. I don't know why you would get the good ending for just rebooting 3 random freaking computers, unless those computers have something to do with the mansion and, some weird thing later on down the line, which I still have not figured out yet. I'm gonna say I simply refuse to frickin' watch a walkthrough. I really do. I refuse. I refuse to even watch some of my favorite YouTubers, because some of them are actually playing this game right now. I know one of them in particular who actually started this game, but I don't think he ever finished it, and then another one did the same thing, started the game, got pretty far actually, and never finished it. They actually were on like part 12, and they were pretty freaking far, but they didn't complete it, or they're putting it on hold to complete some other games, which is not uncommon for YouTubers, because whenever you start a new Let's Play and you still have stuff on the back burner, there's usually that question, what about the stuff that you started like a month ago, you haven't finished it yet, so that's probably why. Sorry about the random freaking white noise in my freaking mic. What I'm going to do is explore the mansion more, because apparently I'm guessing, because when I was out in the cabin, Wesker said that there's doors and areas in this mansion that we haven't explored yet. So I'm assuming that everything for the rest of this game is going to take place in this mansion, not outside. Now I know there are some. I did find the secret underground area right there. There are plenty of rooms here that I have not explored. Actually, there are a couple of them that I didn't even know existed until I actually accidentally came across them. Just to let you guys know, I pretty much killed everything in here, which is why you guys are not seeing any, hunters. I killed all the hunters in this area with my Magnum pistol. Pretty much one shot killed, There is a room here, though. That I know that I did open. Not sure what there is beyond it, though. Still trying to figure this out. This is one of those games where you literally have to be patient, because if you're not patient, you're not going to find anything in it. Oh yeah, just to let you guys know, I actually got this one other game called Divine Cybermancy, where it seems like an interesting game, seems like a Deus Ex cross Warhammer cross freaking Fallout game, but the performance, at least on my system, is not that great. Isn't that great at all. I wish it was better, but it isn't. Alright. Anything in here that I'm missing? The area down here is probably crawling with crimson heads. That are hunters, which will be a very big problem for me. Anything to pick up, because I killed a bunch of zombies down here. I know I popped one of their heads off, so okay, there's two ways I can probably go. Inside the card box lies this shell of molting spider. Of a molting spider. Huh. That's interesting. You see, the funny thing is, when you play this game, there's a lot of stuff that you can do, and then just stuff that you don't even have to bother even trying to do. Oh, this guy's gonna get up, isn't he? Oh, yeah, he got up. 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 He's chasing me now. No, you are not going to touch me, sir. I blew this guy's brains out in here, so I don't think he's coming back. His body's gone. Something tells me this one eventually gets up. That, or it's been dead and somebody has already killed it. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. reason why I didn't even bother to kill that Crimson Hood is because I didn't feel like freaking wasting my last 2 bullets. There's an elevator here. It doesn't look like you can access it from this floor. Well, it's kind of weird because the elevator can be accessed from the kitchen, but everywhere else you can't access it whatsoever. Which is kind of weird because most elevators have, you know, freaking doors and whatnot on every floor of a freaking room or a house or whatever. Unfortunately, that does not exist here. And there's only entrances to the elevator on floors 2 and 1 and no other God. I don't know how many floors are in this freaking mansion. Maybe 3. 2.5 maybe. Oh, and there's an issue I have with this game. Yes, an issue. You're probably wondering, what is this issue? At random moments, the game's performance becomes abysmal. It actually becomes crappy. It actually runs terribly sometimes, which is kind of odd because I was expecting better. Now I could try the 60 FPS, but I'm gonna stick with 30 only because that's what the game started me out with. Now I could probably try 60 FPS maybe a little bit after this video and then probably record that just for the sake of performance and just see how well it performs. But right now I'm all on the high at 30 FPS. Which I'm not going to complain about because the game runs fine. It's just these random occasions where the game just drops in frames. And these are areas I've been to before and the frame rates stayed at 30. So it's not my hardware that I think is causing the issue. I think it's background programs that are just loading up and just kind of eating away at my performance like it is right now. You just saw it stutter a bit right there. But for the most part, this game actually runs fairly well. I don't think there's any issues with it. And I highly doubt you will see issues with a game like this because for the most part, it at least the visuals, they don't look like you would probably need to have a freaking GTX 980 to run this game. You shouldn't need a GTX 980 to run this game. It would be nice to play it with a GTX 980, make it freaking look nice, 60 FPS all the time, but as of right now, I wouldn't suggest it. And here is the frame rate issue I've been talking about. It just stutters and slowdown occurs and yada 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 blah 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 blah. But it could just be because I'm using shadow play. Some games work well with shadow play while others don't for me, so this might be one of those games that simply doesn't agree with shadow play. I don't know what to do with Kenneth's video. I really don't. I'm gonna have to end it here. I'm gonna have to hopefully I'll come back with maybe some more opinions later and maybe I'll progress. So going back to the menu. See you guys later.